Okay, I think we're live. Hello. All right. Hello, my friends. Let's wait a little bit. We're gonna be talking today. I know I haven't announced it or created an event for that. I just showing up today. Oh, I love working on this content, and I'm so excited to share with you the substance of today's video. We're gonna talk about quantum leadership and what does it take for you to be a quantum leader. And this book is really precious, and I will, while waiting for friends and interested people to join us, I can remind myself and you how I got on this book. In 2016, I have created a curriculum for like to help people reach alignment in life, the body, mind, and soul, and lead a life of balance and joy. So this curriculum that I have created, it's a 3-month program with practices, tangible practices, and scientific knowledge in it. I was searching for a title for I wanted to give it a name, and I was thinking of quantum leader. Before assigning the name, I was like, maybe I was telling myself, maybe there is a book called like Quantum Leader. Let me Google this to see. I'm not gonna give my curriculum a name that is already given to another book. And this is how I found Quantum Leader. In the previous talks, we covered this book, and today I'm wrapping it with the amazing chapter to help every single person activate, trigger, lead your life, your business, your personal life as well, from a perspective that is gonna empower you, empower your loved ones, your community, your society, and the entire universe. If you are watching, I loved. Oh, nice! Hi. You're gonna love today content. Actually, I didn't announce it before because I was still working on it, and I felt the call today to just spontaneously, as a quantum leader, we live in uncertainty, we live in just a universe, a full potential. So we have to trust this intuition. I felt called to come online live today without announcement, and I trust whoever is needing this is gonna find it in any now today. Hi, Era. So if you are watching me, I like to hear from you, where you are watching from, and are you thirsty or excited or looking forward to embrace this quantum leadership that you already have and activated? Oh, it's the 6-6 portal today. This is why. Okay, I always miss on these days, but I live it and the energy reaches me. So today, very fast, we're gonna go and talk about the quantum leader, and I'm gonna share with you 12 qualities that you guys have to maybe you have it, maybe you don't, maybe, but it's within you. All what we need to do is knowing them, activating them, and nurturing them. And today, these 12, I'm gonna share them here on the screen with you, and I want you to remember that you are in a position of power, not of any weakness. And the whole universe and the business world is changing. And if you are already in a business or in a job, it's of ultimate importance that you start having the quantum perspective. Okay, so quantum leader is who is a quantum leader? A quantum leader is someone who changes the system, as someone who invents new paradigm, and is someone who clears a space where something new can be created. So a quantum leader does not only deal with what it is, but co-create and changes, and is always in a position of handling from a powerful situation any changes happening in the system. And if a quantum leader is able to change the whole system if the system does not work for him or her, how beautiful is that? And this is not lecturing, this is not theory, this is reality. In her book, Dana Zohar named few quantum leaders who are already in the business world running companies and organizations. I'm not gonna take you in this today. You can always find them. And I want you to embrace this quantum leadership in you. Okay, so what is a quantum leadership? Quantum leadership is when we act from our highest motivations. Highest motivations, we discussed in the previous videos about motivations, the scale of motivations. Not any motivation is a good motivation. Remember that there are some motivations that are based on fear, anger, anxiety, insecurity. However, the highest motivations are the motivations that are triggered by mastery, higher service, seeing yourself as one world soul. So this is the motivation that you need to hold on. So in other words, a quantum leader is someone who transformed him or herself to the real meaning of a human being. And to achieve this, guys, my friends, it's very important that you look to the principle of transformation that's going to help you unfold, show this, activate these features. Okay, I'm gonna share 12 principles, qualities, and the ninth, in my opinion, is one of the most important one. And I'm gonna go quickly over the 12. But before that, I wanna share with you. Oh, thank you. I'm happy to have. I'm so glad that there are leaders watching this video today and joining me in this talk. And please share with me your perspective, because you already are a quantum leader. All what you have to know is that you are this quantum leader. So today I'm gonna tell you. Have you heard about IQ? I'm sure you did, right? So we all know about the IQ. The IQ is pretty like quite the steady intelligence quotient that is does not change a lot throughout our life. And we have recently discovered the EQ, like recently, like 10 years, 20 years ago. So we started talking about emotional intelligence and adding it to the intelligence. Before, people, organizations were obsessed by the IQ, universities were obsessed by the IQ of the students, or then they found out that there is more important quotient that we have to take as the EQ, which is the emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is can be learned and nurtured, and it's something you can grow and acquire. So your emotional intelligence is not like your intelligence. You can grow it, you can expand it, and you can improve it by practicing. I remember when I was 21, my first ever boss after gave me as a present a book about emotional intelligence. And at that time I was like, okay, what is emotional intelligence? What do you mean by that? And he told me, read the book, you're gonna learn a lot about emotional intelligence. And this is very, very important. However, I want to ask you, you know about IQ, you know about your EQ, but have you ever heard about the SQ? Let me know in the comment if you have heard about the SQ, or if you know what SQ is. Share with me your answers. As humans, we are essentially creatures who seek and use meaning. Never ever forget that. The only way you feel fulfilled is when you have meaning, when you are receiving information and knowledge, and you feel like you're understanding. All human beings are born with SQ. SQ. Let's see if anybody here heard of the SQ. Your spiritual intelligence. So recently, very recently, in the last 10 years, maybe, yeah, 10 years, we started talking, and Dana Zohar, the writer, the author of this book, talks a lot about the spiritual intelligence. I'm a very strong believer, and I've always thought about spiritual intelligence. Never ever cared about intelligence. I was always obsessed, and I started searching 20 years ago about something called spiritual intelligence, and I was over the cloud when I found that there are people talking about spiritual intelligence. Spiritual intelligence is in every single person. We are born with a very high spiritual intelligence, and with time, instead, if we don't pay attention to this intelligence, it's and the conditioning, the society, the environment can lower our SQ, the opposite of all the other IQ and EQ, which is, I mean, it's a blessing to have this, because we are, yes, spiritual intelligence, it is there. And even there are now assessments. You can assess your spiritual intelligence like you can assess your EQ and your IQ. So I want you to really add this to your mind, and whatever you do, remember of the SQ. So you have your IQ, your EQ, and the SQ. Your SQ, all human beings, and you are one of them, are born with potential for high SQ. And the SQ needs the social, the I would like to keep it this: good news, good news, good news. So you are a highly spiritual being. You have a already high SQ when you are born. And the SQ, the spiritual intelligence, needs to be nurtured, and it can be improved so well, so much. And to do this, we have to pay attention to the qualities that a person have to acquire, so to make the SQ at work, to put them at work, to activate them, to trigger them. And because they are features within us, we have it. It's in our blueprint. Okay, and this is what we're gonna be talking in this video about. The SQ is this recently discovered intelligence, and and there has yet, I'm sure that there are still going a lot of clinical research on understanding the SQ and the human qualities that can be associated to the spiritual intelligence. But the SQ is for sure now is a conscious, complex, adaptive system. And Dana Zohar, by the way, is a leader business thinker, is a guru in the business world, and a leadership educator. And she worked with the big companies around the world, from China, Japan to the US, helping them to have better leadership and establishing a healthy management systems within their corporations. And the SQ then has qualities, and this is what I'm gonna share with you. 12 qualities. We call them transformational qualities, because once you know about them, once you improve them, once you nurture them, we're gonna talk. You are already a spiritual, a quantum leader. And just before I continue, spiritual intelligence has nothing to do with religious intelligence. Okay, we're not talking here about religion. We're talking about our spiritual identity when we're born, like the intelligence at the mind level. This our spirit is intelligent too. So this is what we mean by spiritual intelligence. Okay, are you ready to go with the 12 qualities of your spiritual intelligence? Okay, so the first quality, self-awareness. And I spent some time to write them so you guys can follow with me and understand. So we're gonna talk about the 12 transformational qualities that gonna put you in a position where you are at full operational level, body, mind, and spirit. And this is gonna be your spiritual intelligence, and this is where quantum leadership takes place. Self-awareness is to know what I believe in, value, and what deeply motivates me. This awareness is about having a full understanding, full awareness of your purpose, your life purpose. The second quality is spontaneity, is to live in and be responsive to the moment and all that it contains. Third quality, being vision and value led. This is, if you follow my page, my content, this is what I always highlight and emphasize in my coaching services and messages. Guys, find your vision, be led by your value and your vision. This is of utmost importance if you want to lead a life of more than motivation, passion, of abundance, of really seeing the change you want to see in the world. You have to be led by a vision and a value, acting from the principles and deep beliefs and living life accordingly. This is where like really the game change, the whole rules of the game change when you are led by a vision and values. The fourth quality is holism. Holism, here we talk about like feeling that you belong to a big system, a system of interconnectedness. And here we talk about the ability to see larger patterns, relationships, connections, and a strong sense of belonging. Okay, so you're not only this individual, you belong to a universe, you belong to an existence, you belong to much more than what your ID shows. All right, this feeling, this quality, when you embrace this holism, you already are activating and you are tapping into your spiritual intelligence. The fifth one is compassion. And I hear now big names in the business world talking about compassion in their business speeches, and they use compassion in their management approaches, and this is of really like so important, and I'm so happy to see this happening, because the business world has to change, because business cannot be run anymore without having the compassion, the heart in it. It's not only something that we run out of just logic at the brain level. Okay, compassion is the quality of feeling with the empathy and groundwork for universal sympathy. This is really a shift in the paradigm when we start bringing the heart to the business and dealing with each other from a compassionate angle. Everything is gonna change in the world. This is why I'm so optimistic. And this is why I see that we are moving to a bright business future. And for us, for our kids, I don't know if anybody here is motivated as me, but I really like to see this. And I want you to show me. Okay, good. I'm happy. Lena is relating to that. The sixth quality, celebration of diversity. I'm sure you all hear about what we're going through now of in terms of injustice, unfairness, unethical business behaviors. All this is because it's led by a lower frequency energy, by because sometimes we only rely on our IQ, and this showed throughout the history that our IQ, if it's not topped up by a spiritual intelligence, we are going to a lot of frustration, disappointment, misery, and poverty at the level. I'm not talking here about the money only, about the poverty in terms of us human beings living a life in a society where we are really seeking justice, real meaning of justice. And to do this, we have to celebrate diversity, valuing other people and unfamiliar situations for their differences, not despite them. So important. And this is a spiritual intelligence. Once you are acting from this intelligence, everything is gonna change. And this is where the leadership is gonna be really resonating, like spreading the real meaning of leadership. The seventh here is, can you name um, any quality while I'm going through them? Can you name some qualities that in your opinion are related to spiritual intelligence? The seventh one here, I'm gonna disclose it, is the field independence. To be able, what does this mean? It means that you should be able to stand against the crowd and maintain your own convictions. And this is leadership. Unfortunately, I've always tried to contemplate and find leaders, and for me, a leader who is a follower, just because of we're scared to go into the road that are less traveled, is not a true leadership. True leadership means taking the having the courage and be brave enough to, once we have conviction in something and we stick to our values, even if the whole crowd is against us, we stand against it and we maintain our own convictions. And this is super important for you, even at the personal level, to lead your life. This is so important. Maintain my own convictions. The eighth, tendency to ask fundamental why. I'm sure when this is why when we are born, we keep asking why. We question everything. We don't, as a kid, we don't take things just because this is how they are. We question them because we are born with a very high potential of spiritual intelligence, and the conditioning, social conditioning, dims our spiritual intelligence. Please remember that questioning fundamental theories or fundamental rules can be a huge leap to the quantum field and to this quantum leadership. So you need to understand things to get the bottom of them and the basics for criticizing the given. This is how we change. This is when we shift paradigms. We cannot shift paradigm by just accepting what it is. We cannot. And we're gonna be, it's like changing the furniture, the same furniture in the same room. So nothing, we're not talking about real change. To have a real change, we need to maybe blow out the whole room and go build a new house, a new room, and purchase a new furniture, or change the whole concept of living. This is the quantum change that we talk. So question, ask fundamental questions. This is dare to do this. Never be scared. Never ever be scared to question everything until you go into criticizing even the basics. Why not? Why not? This is how you activate your quantum thinking that we talked about in previous videos, previous chapters. And this is my favorite. It's like it does magic to me on a daily basis. Quality number 9. Please, guys, if you want to take screenshot of this to remind yourself, do it. Ability to reframe. This is of utmost importance. Reframe. You can always reframe anything. Stand back from the problem of or any situation and chunk up, look at it from a bigger picture, from a wider context, and then reframe your message to yourself and to the world. You can always do that. Even if sometimes we take decisions, if we feel that there is need to do a change, we can always go and reframe the message, reframe the context where we have put ourselves in. But never forget that you need always to go chunk up, like go to see from the bigger picture. You have this ability, use it and activate it and practice it. Ability to reframe. It's like, in yoga, when you become able to do a flow from one pose to another and without any rupture, this flexibility and this flow makes you master your body. Same things at the mind level. When you master the ability to reframe, you're gonna see that you're gonna be easily moving and shifting from one place to another, and you're gonna always find the position where you are the most comfortable, most confident about. The 10th quality: positive use of adversity. This means that we're talking here about the ability to own and learn from mistakes, to see problems as opportunities. Remember, quantum field means uncertainty, and we live in uncertainty. And this is why now people are so scared, because they are realizing more and more, especially in the business world, when the crisis start hitting, when depressions hit, they are like, okay, what happened? Because they are built only to function when in a secure environment, where in reality there's nothing stable, there is nothing certain. We swim in an ocean, and when you are in an ocean, there is always uncertainty. And to master your swim, you have to learn how to function and how to use the abilities in during uncertainties. And having the ability to have a positive use of adversity is a big muscle that you build for yourself at the spiritual intelligence level. Your spiritual intelligence level is going to guide your emotional intelligence, and your emotional intelligence is going to be topping up your IQ, your intelligence. So can you see how powerful you can be? Don't rely only on your intelligence. The 11th is humility. The sense of being a player in a larger drama, a sense of my true place in the world, basis for self-criticism and critical judgment. That's it. Please, I know, once you embrace or you activate or you become really aware of this quantum leadership inside within you, definitely you're gonna be humble, you're gonna embrace humility. That's 100%. But I mean, it's good to remember that you are always okay to receive judgment, self-critical judgment, and constructive critique, because we are still humans. We are still, learning, and there is no level of saying enough, I learned. And we are always exposed to grow and expand. So have this, embrace humility, and this is of utmost importance, so you can keep growing, so you don't reach a stage where you reach stagnation. So humility will help you to keep expanding and empowering yourself, because expansion is power. Sense of vocation. This is the 12th quality, sense of vocation. It means being called to serve something larger than myself. And I'm so grateful that I live with this awareness, and this what keeps me. Some people ask me, how can you stay motivated? How can you stay going on? What motivates you? Because I have a sense of vocation, because it's not only about me, because I'm part of a larger, something larger than this. I'm here on a mission. I'm in this lifetime because it's not by coincidence that I'm born on earth. Gratitude towards those who have helped me and a wish to give something back. This is the basis of a quantum leader. And here I'm gonna take you to say, if you are a quantum leader, it means you are a quantum servant. You are a servant leader. So leadership, the real meaning of it is service, is serving. So that you are a leader when you serve. And I don't know how, if that shocked you. It's the totally opposite of being like bossing around or dictating, or it's so different. And this is why, imagine, on the top of big organizations, big businesses around the world, you have a servant leader. Imagine with me how much we can see, how much improvement we can see at the employee level, at the lifestyle level, at everything, even the product level, the services level, because this is gonna make a huge change in the whole world, in our lives, when we have servant leaders on top of the big companies, of the businesses. I don't know if you are excited. I see this happening, and very, very, very soon we started this, and I'm so glad to be one of them. I see myself a quantum leader, and I live by this awareness, and I want to always learn and discipline everything in me to be this quantum leader, because we are the change that we want to see in the world. And here I want to tell you, you might be asking me, okay, how can we get these into these transformational principles, and how are we of spiritual intelligence? I'm sure you heard about meditation. I'm sure you heard about self-reflection. I'm sure you heard of mindful living. This is where the path to this. This is the path. And now big companies in Japan, in China, even in the West now, in the US, are incorporating, are adding to their policies mindfulness practices. Some of them, they also added meditation and observation, self-reflections. They do mini retreats to increase and to help their employees to get to this connection with themselves. Because as I keep repeating, business and self are inseparable. You are the same, whether you are in your office, in your car, in your house, on your bed, and in the supermarket. You are the same person, the same body, mind, and soul. So meditating and reflecting are of key importance to activate, to unleash these principles within you. And we need to do them not occasionally, because we need to have self-awareness, and it starts by self-awareness, right? So the most important thing is, like when I want to build my muscle, I need to do it on a regular basis, to go to the gym and practice and lift weight and increase the weight until my muscle is showing up. Same thing when it comes to I want to put here. Same thing when it comes to your embody and activate the spiritual intelligence and anything else also. So our mind, guys, are always filled with noise. I'm gonna call it like this, with noise, with mess. We are all day talking to people, doing things, and we most of the tasks that we do are doing it and not in a mindful way, just automatic way, in a robotic way. And this makes us, by the end of the day, we come home by the end of the day, and we are left by exhausted and confused. And this is why we are, instead of being a whole, we live with just, you know, a small tiny part of who we are. If we just take the chance and build this momentum and this discipline ourselves to learn how to relax, how to detach, how to connect, and this start by self-awareness, you're gonna be going easily, smoothly to activate the 12 qualities that we talked about. They are within you right now. All what you have to do is give them the chance to and nurture them so they can blossom and they start going onto the into the autopilot within you. What is on autopilot within you now, it's what has been conditioned by the society, by the school, by the families, by everything that has, you know, come across you since your birth till now. Just take the chance and learn that you have a spiritual intelligence that can really make you a so powerful force in your life, in everyone's life, in the universe as well. And I want to, just for those who did not see the previous videos, a quantum leader, my friend, is a servant leader. So it's something really maybe shocking for some, but this is how it is. Quantum leaders accomplish not by just doing, but more fundamentally by just being. And I'm gonna share with you here the four, as a reminder, four qualities of a quantum leader, of a servant leader. Okay, so this is what qualifies you as a servant leader. The number one quality: servant leaders, quantum leaders, they must have a deep sense of interconnectedness of life and all its enterprises. You're not an individual left by yourself. You are part of a whole. Second quality, they must, quantum leaders, servant leaders, must have a sense of engagement and responsibility, a sense of I have to. I have to. This inner necessity, like when you say I have to, is quantum. This is quantum, because if you want to see a change in the world, a leader, a quantum leader, doesn't expect it to happen from by someone else. A quantum leader immediately feels that I have to change it. If you need a product or you need a service that from the society, from the manufacturing industries, a quantum leader say, I have to find it, I have to create it, I should be the one creating this product or this service, because you have this responsibility, this ownership, this engagement to what it is. And this is so powerful. This is a mindset. This is a reality that you can create. So the third quality, a quantum leader say, I must be aware that all human endeavor, including business, is a part of the larger and richer fabric of the whole universe. So if I'm on top of a multi-trillion-dollar company, imagine I have this awareness and I am a quantum leader, and the product, the services, the management, all are meeting this universal flow of energy. Imagine this is what we call heaven on earth. we're going there. I hope you are excited and you jump in, because it cannot happen by relying on each other. We have to jump in and be the change we want to be in the world. And the fourth quality is servant leaders must know what they ultimately serve. And this is why we have to know, what if wherever you are today, whatever you are doing, just connect to this and learn how you what about what you are doing, and see how you can take it to the world, how you can improve it, how you can serve the world, not only for the sake of your own benefit. And business leaders who become aware of this servanthood, in this sense, they know they serve not a company. They don't serve only a colleague. They don't serve a market. They don't serve a product. They serve the world. They serve the universe. And their vision and values are part of their motivation. And this is why they never give up. They become a warrior with the A. And this is why we see a lot of changes happening in the business world when it comes to the good part of the business change. Through this service, we build and we contribute. And this is what we call profitable business. So, my friend, it might be too difficult for us to understand the quantum world, but these new concepts and science of quantum science, it's different than Newtonian science that we studied in universities and colleges and schools. But the easy way is, we can always learn. Have this mindset that we can always learn, we can always unfold, we can always transform, and we can always expand. And we learn quantum leadership by start doing, by start taking actions toward these qualities that I already talked about here. I don't know about you. I like to know in the comment, do you envisage yourself as a business leader or a servant leader? I like to hear in the comment. If you are watching this video now, do you see yourself a quantum leader or a potential quantum leader? I personally live by this. I envisage myself one of those business leaders who are servant leaders. I serve not just anything, like we serve not only the product or the system or the customers. We serve the community, we serve the planet, we serve humanity. And this is where the bright future of business, we are heading there. I'm going there, I'm on my way, and I really love to see you, to have you with me on this path. If Because I want my kids, I want the future generations to really live the true meaning of business, because business is our life. We need product to eat, to live by. We need services. This is business. Business is a very big part of our social life, of our existing life. So I'm a servant leader, and I'm so busy becoming a better and better servant leader every day. If you are one, I'm so happy to hear from you, and I'm so happy to have you here with me. And we can change the world, and we can create whatever we consider is good for our humanity, our society, our planet, and our universe. I hope you resonate with this, and I'm sure so many servant leaders are here around, very close by. I can't wait to meet you virtually or personally. Thank you for watching. I'm so happy to that you gave me the chance to show up here. Okay, I'm so happy to hear. I see myself in the process and grateful for the experience and people. That's Heba. I'm so glad. I'm so grateful for that. Era as well. And I'm sure so many of you, by just give yourself the chance to sit, meet yourself somewhere, anytime during the day. Take 5 minutes to meet your higher powerful Hulk, Superman self in you, and you're gonna know exactly that these quantum qualities are within you, and they are waiting for you to come and just say, I'm here. Tell me what I should give you and how I should nurture you, and you're gonna be guided. I'm so positively optimistic about the future of business, and I want you to be the same. Nope, don't listen to the news. You're gonna hear a lot of depression coming and bad news, but this is because the old system is collapsing. The old Newtonian science system that is built on just me, profit, greed, insecurity, injecting fear is collapsing, and we are coming on board. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you enjoy every single day playing within, activating your quantum qualities, and I will stay here come to you. We finished this book. This is done, so I'm gonna come with you to you with another topic, hopefully more interesting and or as much as interesting as this one. Love you, love you, love you. Cheers. I love that.